We're back to discuss Happytime Murders. If you watched our review, we all liked it. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. I thought it was going to be another The Heat. The Heat was also a Paul Feig movie, which was like another strike against it. This one, like, and yeah, I was worried it was going to be just sort of a buddy cop thing with puppets, and it was a lot more than that. I didn't realize until the end that it was directed by Brian Henson, which is pretty amazing. So that's, I mean, it's literally like, you know, that Henson Alternative logo at the beginning is like, yeah, this is literally the R-rated Muppets. So
yeah. X R-rated Muppets.
The main thing I knew about this movie coming into it was during its original marketing campaign, they got sued by Sesame Street because their tag was No Sesame, All Street.
yeah,
And so they were getting sued by the Sesame Street people.
sure.
So, oh man, it was so filthy. I was actually, I didn't know that the Hensons were going to be attached to it at all.
Yeah. Did you see Avenue Q,
Oh yeah.
the musical? Okay.
Oh yeah. This was everything I could have wanted from a puppet movie. The puppetry, the way they did things were really cool because, you know, normally when you do a puppet, they have the camera framed in a way because the person's off camera. But during this, you see the entire puppet body.
Yeah.
And they're just moving around, and that's one of the reasons you could just immediately forget that it's a puppet movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the person is blue or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you watch Smurf movies or you watch other movies like.
Those are CGI, and we don't talk about that.
Well, and I talked about Team America.
Avengers.
I talked about Team America, but a closer comparison for this would be the movie Orgasmo, which is another Trey Parker movie that is about a Mormon who displays great fighting style in front of a porn director and gets cast in a porn movie, but then they just like have a stunt double come in so he doesn't have to do the sex scenes. That's the plot of Orgasmo. And it's the same level of like completely filthy, ridiculous humor. And that one's got this really funny like veneer of like Trey Parker is playing the like Mormon guy that doesn't know anything about what's happening around him. And this movie has just that like, everything's completely grounded in like, it's not, you're not constantly like being cut in and out of it, you know, and you're saying that the effects are good. It's not just that, it's that there's nothing that breaks the immersion of this world that's like, there's some puppets and there's some people, and it never feels like it never feels like a string of sketches. It never feels like
Next skit.
yeah, or something like Bright, where it's like in your face trying to be about racism or something ridiculous like that.
I mean, this had it, and yeah, it made commentary about it, but it definitely wasn't in your face.
I mean, it was no more there than like any other crime movie would have that kind of stuff in it.
This was like Training Day with puppets.
I think that it was a shock, like, the pornographic store that they went to, and then when it opened up with the cow and the octopus,
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Well,
Like, I know that that's what they were going after, and they got it for me.
And not only did they do that and show that, but they milked that scene.
Yeah.
we're gonna come back
In
to
more
how
ways than
horrible that
one.
was. They brought and they hit you with that 5 minutes into the movie.
Right.
It's like, here's what this movie's gonna be like.
So
Buckle up.
I was holding my own, and like I typically like I receive humor like fairly quietly. Like I enjoy the joke, but I don't tend to laugh out loud. I don't tend to get like broken down. And I was keeping an even keel with this movie, and it's like, this is funny, this is good, yep, they're going crazy, that's over the top, that's insane. Like, he's spraying silly string all over his office, that's crazy, that's completely batshit. And what finally got me, what finally was just so perfect, it was just the button on the end of the scene, was you think the scene is over. Melissa McCarthy is talking to that, like, bonker or whatever his name is, the like really bizarre one, and she licks the like sugar or whatever he's doing, and this like puppet that we have not seen yet just goes, yeah, I peed on that.
It was perfect though.
Yeah, it
Had
was.
it just panned away, it would have been like, oh, okay. But yeah, that definitely got
She
you.
just
That scene
I
was
peed on
good. But I think my favorite scene was actually the very end, where he's sitting there talking and he says, it's a happy ending. Oh, God, I can't get that cow out of my mind. And then it cuts right back to that porn scene of the milking of the cow, and you're just like, and that's the last thing you get in the movie.
well, that also like messes with his flashback. He has that flashback, and then all of a sudden the cow's in there again. He's like, what?
They kept going back and milking that scene for all. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so bad.
The
Dale.
Dalmatian.
The Dalmatian.
That was hilarious.
Oh, and the credits
Piss
when
on
they
you
actually
like a fire hydrant.
when they did the credits and they actually showed the puppet masters, and they show the scene where the guy's just strapped to the bed and the Dalmatian is tweaking his nipples, and the actress is just sitting there next to him just screaming.
Well, she's operating the puppet with one hand and like doing the voice right behind it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then they have this. There's a lot of send-ups to a lot of old movies in this one, and one of them, they're going out into the desert to find this couple that is they're married with children, but they're also cousins, and you come across this very The Hills Have Eyes setting, and you run into their children, and they're mutants.
One has 3 eyes, the other has 1. And they go into the room because they hear screaming, and they're like, hey, are you kids all right? And they just look at it for a second, and then one just goes, ah! Because that's all they can do.
It's such a toss-away scene, but it's also just one of the greatest scenes. There's so much about this movie to like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a recommendation from us. If you like when we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written and video reviews at dalemaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.